I heard on the news that there was an earthquake on the new Madrid Fault. Did you all know that? And it was significant because it was 4 point something.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was a 4.0, and it was about 11 miles beneath the earth. That is where it happened at.
But here's the important thing is, when did it take place, and why would that day be significant to America?
Exactly, because we know that we love to hear what the prophets are saying. I mean, it is one of our responsibilities as Christians to be able to discern the times that we are living in. It is so important that we listen to what the men of God are saying of what's coming to the earth. I mean, according to prophecy, their deduction of the scriptures. And one of the men of God that has given an astounding prophecy is John Kilpatrick. And he's given the prophecy that whenever we divide Israel, whenever we go through with completely dividing their land, that God will literally divide America physically through the new Madrid Fault. And he backs this up with the oldest covenant of them all, the Abrahamic covenant of Genesis chapter 12, 2 and 3, where it says, if you bless me, first of all, he says, I'm going to make you a great nation. And it says, I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And then he says this, I will bless those who bless you.
Talking about Israel.
Exactly. And he says, I will curse him who curses you. And so the question is, if Israel is somehow connected to the New Madrid Fault, and we experienced a small, not a catastrophic earthquake, but a small rumbling on the New Madrid Fault, was there a small rumbling on the horizon of what our current administration was doing to Israel that very same day? Do you want me to go ahead and say it?
Yes, absolutely.
Obama's Iran deal falls on ominous Bible date. When President Obama announced a framework nuclear agreement with Iran, the very same day that he announced the framework of this new nuclear agreement falls on the exact same day, within 24 hours, that the New Madrid Fault experienced an earthquake. But it goes deeper than that. You see, on our Gregorian calendar, whenever he set up the framework of this nuclear agreement, it fell on the Jewish calendar date of Nisan 13. Now, one thing that we have realized is that God has been using these cycles of history. That history is such a magnificent thing because it truly repeats itself. And Jesus Christ, it talks about in the book of Hebrews, He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And whenever we study history, we can find out how history is likely to repeat itself. So on Nisan 13, when President Obama announced the very framework for this nuclear deal is the exact same day that there was a rumbling on the New Madrid Fault. And on Nisan 13, let me read this for you. When President Obama announced a framework nuclear agreement with Iran, which Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warns threatens the very existence of his nation,
yes,
few noticed the significance of the date. On the Jewish calendar this year, April 1st coincided with Nisan 13, the date in history when a Persian king signed an agreement calling for the destruction of all Jews. You can read about this in Esther chapter 3, and it declares, on Nisan 13, it says, the Persian king, which we know as Xerxes I, was tricked by a viceroy by the name of Haman into signing an agreement to destroy all the Jews in the land at a future date. Can you believe this? Now, think about what this would mean. You see, the nuclear deal isn't sealed yet. You see, Obama announced the framework, and there was a rumbling on the New Madrid.
Right in the middle.
Exactly.
of the Mississippi River, right in the middle of the New Madrid Fault line. Right there. You look on the map.
That's
Have
right.
you seen it on the map?
Sure,
It's
yes.
It's shocking. April Fool's Day, by the
April
way, which I don't
Fools.
think that has anything to do with it, but
Yeah.
it's I think America's being foolish.